All praises, glory, honor due to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers of the Great Millstone, as GMS camp, who are pushing 100% truth and have done so for decades, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yashai Rachakodash, and the like-minded men who are not part of the Great Millstone, like myself, who are pushing the 100% truth. Shalom. And salutations to the elect men, women, and children of Yasha Allah, who may be edified off the few scriptures I'm going to bring out, mainly based around faith. Just got a few scriptures on faith. I'm just going to speak about a few accounts, and Maccabees, I think Eleazar, and yeah, Second Maccabees 6. Yeah, so, and you know, a few scriptures based around faith, really, to be fair. So, Lord's will, it'll be edifying. I'm going to start with Ephesians 2 and 8. Ephesians 2 and 8. Yeah, it's just basically, I thought, it's a lesson that not a lesson, but, you know, a few scriptures are brought out. Lord's will be a booster to whoever may be listening. Start Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and not only of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High. Yeah? So basically going to this word faith to start off with. You know, 'cause sometimes, you know, like the apostles have said, and I've experienced many occasions, that some days you feel down, some days you feel up, and, you know, in the spirit. But, you know, especially recently, over this past week, the apostles have been, and the teachers and elders have been pushing the fact that, yeah, you got to keep on pushing, man. You got to keep on pushing, keep on going. Let's go into this word faith, Greek word.
Strong's G 4102, pistis.
G3982, outline of biblical usage. Conviction of the truth of anything, belief. Yeah, in the NT New Testament, of a conviction or belief respecting a man's relationship. And we believe through faith that we are of one of the tribes of Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, you know, from the 12 tribes. And going back to the chart here, got, you know, the tribe of Judah, Benjamin. My family can go back to the West Indies or Jamaica and Antigua. So yeah, more than likely from the tribe of Benjamin through faith. Levi, Simeon, we've got Zebulon, EPHRAIM, Manasseh, Gad, REUBEN, NAPTHALI, Asher, ISSACHAR, Northern Kingdom. You know, we've got the head tribe Judah there. And we believe through faith that YAHAWASHI, we're in the time, we're in the end of the end. You know, you've got a few prophecies coming. Prophecies are coming to pass. You know, you've got the MOTB that's being pushed. That's about to be pushed. It's already beginning to be pushed. It's the mark of the beast. It's Revelation 13:16 to 18, which is the RFID chip or the NFC chip in Europe. Yeah, so which is about to be pushed on the people. You got the Yab, or the serpent's youth that's being pushed. You know, we've got 2nd Esdras 15:16. Many prophecies. The signs of the end are here. You know, so it's the faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's really gonna push us through to the end. And if we be of that number, if we be of the elect of the house of Israel, you know, we shall endure to the end. You know, Matthew 24. We're going to stick to faith. There's a few scriptures in faith. So I'm going to go to 1 Thessalonians. Thessalonians 5. Points in 8, but I'm going to read it all. Not all, but I'm going to read from 1 to 8. Start from 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. So this is from the Apostle Paul. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yashai, so cometh as a thief in the night. And it will come as a thief in the night to those who are not watching. those who are not seeing and seeking YAHAWASHI in these last days, because we are in the last days, you know. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman, and with child, and they shall not escape. So, you know, I mean, they started to say that, the little bits of that now, but we know in the background, you know, the nations in England here, they're saying, oh yeah, the economy is doing well, X, Y, and Z. But in the background, we can see what's happening. We can see what's happening with NATO and the beast system and Russia, the bear. And we see that what's happening in the background. We've got the Moab in the background doing its thing. We've got Iran. We've got currencies flatlining, you know. So, you know, currency basically, seen a video yesterday, I think, yeah, basically around talking about the currency, where 24 countries are trying to go away from the dollar. So in the background, the prophecies are coming true, and the wars brewing up. You know, wars are brewing up. Prepare war, and that's what's happening. But ye, so 1 Thessalonians 5:4. But ye brethren are not in darkness, through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI is giving us this gift. You know, and not in darkness that you should be over. But ye brethren are not in darkness that day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. You know, this be sober in the mind, keep your mind straight. Stay away from the philosophies, Christianity, and all those fake, false, as the apostles put it, goofy doctrines. You know. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. You know. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. Then go to a quick next scripture. So there, 1 Thessalonians 5:8, starting from 1. It's brilliant scriptures. Cover so many, cover so much that basically I'm trying to stick to the word faith. That it's a faith booster. I like to read those. I like to read that scripture specifically, but I like to read all the scriptures, you know. But that scripture it's a faith booster. That we know we're at the end, and we've got to put on that breastplate, you know, of YAHAWASHI, that breastplate of faith. So we got. I'm gonna go to Hebrews, because people say, people might say, yeah. Well, how do you know? How do you know this, that, and the other? Because through faith. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't really need to be seeing something, as the scriptures say, and I go straight to it. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Substance of things hoped for. The evidence of things not seen. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? We're prisoners of hope, as the scriptures say. And in the end, that's all we've got. We've got Yahweh, the hope of YAHAWASHI, which he will come back. YAHAWASHI on that ship, Isaiah 35:1. You know, Revelation 1:7, and everybody's going to see him. You know, they're all going to see him. Whoever is alive at that time, and Lord's will, if it's my lot, then I'll be there to see it. You know, if I'm part of the, hopefully elect, part of the elect. Lord's willing. You know, being humble in that respect. You know, but whoever's there at that time, they're going to see him. They're going to see YAHAWASHI returning, you know, on his ship, in all his glory. They're going to see it. And they're going to be sorry, man. Yeah, anyway, sorry, Salakia. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. You know? So I'm going to go to, you know, the whole of this, again, the whole of this chapter is heavy duty, heavy reading, lovely reading. It's a faith booster. I'm going to go to one of the elders who had a good report. So I'm going to go to the Maccabees. Yeah. So it's in 2nd Maccabees. There's another boost in faith that, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what we come up across, no matter what our journey is, no matter what our path is and our lot is, that we can have the fortitude of some of the men of old, or at least a little, you know, if the Lord's will it, a little bit of the fortitude of men. Here we are. Second Maccabees 6, and I'm going to start at 18. Am I on the right one? Yeah, no. Maccabees 6. I'm sure I'm in. So lucky for this. Where was it? Second Maccabees 6. What's going on? Second Maccabees 6. And 18. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, Salakia for that. I don't know what went wrong there, but anyway, we're going to one of the accounts of Eleazar. I'm going to start with 2 Maccabees 6, and I'm going to start at points. Goes from 18 down to 31, but I'm going to start at 18. Right. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favoured countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. You know, so, you know, by his own, because he didn't want to defy the laws of YAHAWASHI, you know, we don't eat swine. It's in Leviticus, is it 13? So like if it's not, let me just make sure it's in Leviticus 13 or 11. It's 11 and 1. The beast, yes, it's Leviticus 11 and 7, yeah? So, and the swine, though they divide the hoof and be cloven, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you, yeah? So go back to this account of Eleazar. So Antiochus, I'm sure it was Antiochus Epiphanes, and we just go up to make sure it was. Yeah, because it's the time of Hellenization, and they wanted us to follow, because this whole chapter is heavy, man. In fact, the Maccabees, and it's all heavy still. Yeah, they want us to follow their way. So you can see it's all in green. So start from the first, well, my point, I'm trying to get to the point, which is the fact that Eleazar defied what they were trying to do. You know, even though many of the Israelites at that time agreed to go along with the ways of, I think, Antiochus, yeah. You know, neither was it unlawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, fast, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So they made it unlawful for us to follow our traditions, you know, our laws, statutes and commandments that were given to us. So get to the point. 2 Maccabees 6 and 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favoured countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. So they tried to persuade him to eat swine's flesh, yeah? But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. So he willingly went to the torment, to be tortured, to be beaten by the heathen, by the Edomites. So he wouldn't go against YAHAWASHI, yeah. as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. And these are the challenges. We're not so much going to put, but we're gonna face challenges in the future, because the scriptures say we are, so it's lucky for that. Yeah, but they that had charge of that wicked feast for the old acquaintance. Okay, sorry, so like here, 2 Maccabees 6:20, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast for the old acquaintance they had with the man, take him aside. So basically they were old friends. For the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make of his, as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So they're basically saying 144, praise YAHAWASHI. So basically they tried to persuade him by saying, oh yeah, you just eat this and pretend it's the pork, pretend it's the swine. So 22, that in so doing he might be delivered from death and from the old friendship with them find favour, and for the old friendship with them found favour. So they tried to persuade him as so-called friends that you won't die if you do this, and then his resolution and his faith in YAHAWASHI led to this. 2 Maccabees 6:23. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honour of his grey head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightway to send him to the grave. See, that's faith in YAHAWASHI. That's resolution. And Lord's will, if myself and if we come to this, we can have at least part of the resolve. The resolve that men like Eliezer have had. There's plenty of accounts of it in the scriptures of fortitude, and faith. For it becometh not our age that he 24. So it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eliezer might 80 years old and 10, so is 90 years old, were now gone to a strange religion. And so they through mine hypocrisy, and so they through mine hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. So Eliezer knew, you'll escape men, but at the end of the day, YAHAWASHI will get you. That's it. So, Matthew 10:28. Matthew 10:28 brings that to scripture. And I'm just going to quickly get that, and I'll come back to this. Matthew 10:28. Here we are. Matthew 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. In hell, which is a bad time, bad place, a bad condition. Not actual hell as the what's his name, the Raki-Taki Christians, the goofy Christians talk, the burning fire below the ground, which is just complete madness. But anyway, back to the point. Call YAHAWASHI 144. Here we are. So 2 Maccabees 6:26. For the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Wherefore now manfully changing this life, I will show myself such an one as mine age requireth, and leave a notable example, which we are using now, to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honourable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. They that led him, changing the good will, they bear him, changing the countenance, a little before into hatred, because they foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. But when he was ready to die, with stripes he groaned and said, It is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains, in body by being beaten, but in soul am I well content to suffer these things, because I fear him. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of noble courage and a memory of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. And that's faith. You know what I mean? That's just, I love that account as an example to show us what Lord's will, the steadfastness that we should have, that Lord's will we should pray for to have. Salakia. That's what I mean. I'm going to finish off with this scripture. Salakia if I was all over the place, but I just got a few scriptures together a while ago. I thought I'd just bring it out raw as it is. Because we are going to go through troubles. Troubles are coming, and we've got to prepare our minds for it, as the apostles and teachers have said. We've got to prepare. This is what listening to the apostles, the teachers, and the elders and the bishops is all about, to prepare ourselves with the wisdom and knowledge and give us stability. Isaiah 33:6 in those times which are quickly approaching. Acts 14:24. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. If we be of the elect, as a hopeful elect, Lord's will, that lesson, or those few scriptures that I brought out, was edifying and inspiring. Obviously we'll more than likely know the scriptures, but if you don't, then go into those scriptures and begin to read the first chapters of the books. So I'm just going to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Kolo Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakadash, double honours to the apostles, elders and teachers of Great Millstone, and the like-minded men who are pushing 100% doctrine. Shalom to the elect men, women and children of Yasha Allah. Shalom.